Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PGT Time. PGT Time. Tune in on PGT Time. PGT Time. Come join us on PGT Time. PGT Time. Join us on PGT Time. PGT Time. Yeah.
In order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform to where it's a plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, they'll best believe it's gonna come with devils.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like they know what I'm gonna say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody gonna clean it up.
Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
We here. We are here, baby. We are here. We are here in full effect. I didn't get the chance to share the video just yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing. I'm gonna bring up Jason and Charlotte. Usually, I bring Jason up first, then I bring Charlotte up. But I'm gonna bring both of them up because we got something that we have to explain to y'all. And I definitely want Charlotte to put her input on there too, with her being a counselor for PGT Time. So, welcome to PGT Time. It's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. All right, let's bring them up, baby. Let's bring them up.
Yeah.
Hello, all. Charlotte, you on mute. I need you to come off.
I'm off.
All right. She said, I'm off. Okay. So, we don't have a guest tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
don't have a guest tonight. It is okay. And Jason's gonna explain everything. But before he explains everything, my heart goes out to Demisha Cooper, which is the mother of Kyla Cooper. Also, I must say this. When you are dealing with something such a tragedy. This story happened in June, and we are now in November. So it's very new, very fresh. But Jason, go ahead and take over. I better stop right there.
All right. Before we really do jump into everything, again, we want to say welcome in, everybody. We see you. We love you. We appreciate you all being here and being such a big support to the program and what we do here at PGT Time. Big shout out to Joyce in the building, Carmen in the building, Hassan. I see all of you guys commenting, and we want to say thank you all for being here 100%. But not only that, we got to stay with the regiment here. Continue to hit the like button, the share button, and also hit the thumbs up on whatever platform you are on. If you over on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit that bell notification so when we do go live on any of the shows on PGT Time, you don't miss not a beat. But not only that, make sure you share this out to a bunch of friends. Now, also, you know that we are also big on another platform, right? That's Roku TV. So if you have a Roku TV and or enabled device, make sure you download PGT Time, and that's time spelled with the Y, TYME. and you'll be able to find us just like how you find Hulu, Netflix, Paramount, all of those platforms. You'll find us the exact same way. So if you want to go back and review or watch any of the previous shows, you surely can, and give massive support to any of the families when you see them. Now, when she say but, we want to speak to the notion of this is highly sensitive material that we go through with each and every family. So while they get the time to say their story, vent, but also find some kind of closure and ground of support that we provide here, we know that we can come across sensitive items or sensitive things that could cause anything to happen, whether it's emotions, whether it's legal, whether it's family members, right? All of those things do take a part. So we want to say again, our hearts and our condolences go out to the Cooper family. But they will be taking a seat tonight. I hope that we do be able to get them on at a later time. Gather that everyone is everyone is
In agreement.
in agreement and able and willing to be a part of the show. We love you here on Peachy Tea Time. We send our condolences and our love your way, and we will be in communication with them very soon. So, guys, for you all that are out there, please do the same. Send your condolences and love to the Cooper family. Again, this is a tough time. It did just happen, a few months back. So everything is still open, everything is still fresh, and we want to respect all things when it comes to their family.
And one more thing I want to say, Jason had to remind me that we have been doing this show for 3 years. We've never had a family contact us and say, you know what, this ain't the time. I'm not ready just yet. So that speaks volumes
Speaks right, yeah.
for Peachy Tea Time. It really speaks volumes. Every family that comes on, I always let them know that I don't care if it's down to the last second before showtime. If you're not ready, let me know. This is never forced. And Jason can tell you that. Charlotte just came along a couple months ago, but Jason been on for 2.5 years now out of the 3 years. It's never forced.
Absolutely.
I never force a family to come on to Peachy Tea Time. They want to come on to Peachy Tea Time. I reach out to them, or they may reach out to me, and boom, they come on. So I don't want no family to ever feel like I'm forcing them to come on. Again, even in the future, but anybody that's out there watching and you haven't made it to Peachy Tea Time yet, if something happens to where you're not ready, even if it's down to the last second,
right,
I got a heart. When I say I have a heart, I have a heart. I'm not gonna force nobody to come on to Peachy Tea Time, and I know that they're not ready yet. You see what I'm saying, y'all?
come on,
So
lion from
just
the Wizard of
know,
Oz.
yes. So just know that I got this heart, a heart of gold. I do. Thank you, Mama Peach, because I get it from her.
That part.
Yes, but hopefully we'll be able to get the Cooper family on. I do want to say this just as well. The trial has not started yet. The trial has not started yet. So maybe after the trial is over with, or in between trial, maybe they'll come on then. But I'm still gonna stay in contact with this family. Demisha has become a friend of mine, so I'm definitely gonna stay in contact with her. And y'all, please, please, please pray for her and her family. We done.
It's
We
a tough
done with
time.
that. All right, Charlotte, you want to say anything? Because I brought you up to say something.
Well, I mean, I truly understand. I mean, it's just a trying time, and I haven't experienced anything as of such, but I can understand as a family. It's just a lot going on, and so mom is trying to be, as we all do most times, that solid rock and trying to go along with everyone's wishes. And so we just have to be understanding, and and one day her story will be heard. So we'll in due
Definitely.
time,
In due
but
time.
we're healing. We're about healing. Let them know. Most of the times, even though you're telling a story, it's about, having a healing moment within what we're doing as well. So.
All right. Well, y'all, with that being said, everything that y'all gonna see tonight, I believe it's probably about the first time that we all done seen this tonight. So that's why we were late, because I had to hurry up and pull something. So I want to start off with something funny. Charlotte may know about this already because it happened here in Georgia. Jason may not know about it. But I thought this was hilarious to me. I'm not a big football fan. May I add that? I don't watch no sports at all. But baby, I saw this. When I tell you this was so funny to me. So, Charlotte, are you into football?
Oh, yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay. So, do you know about the Bird Lady for the Atlanta Falcons?
Yes, ma'am. I heard all about the debacle that happened last Sunday. So, yeah.
So, we're going to talk about the Bird Lady just for a hot second. I'm going to play this clip, y'all. When I tell y'all this was the funniest thing to me, and the reason why it was funny to me, because us as Black people, and probably other communities too, sometimes we feel we're untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one can stop us. We don't give a damn. We can't be stopped. And I felt like that's how the Bird Lady felt going to the game, knowing I'm not gonna even finish. I'm gonna let this play out so y'all can see this mess. explicit language, and also allegedly.
Tonight, football fans from across the country are calling out an Atlanta Falcons superfan who calls herself the Bird Lady.
They claim she has taken thousands of dollars from them for tailgates that never actually happened. Atlanta News First investigative reporter Anastasia Almos reports.
When the Falcons took on the Chiefs here in Atlanta just a couple weeks ago, a Chiefs fan group says that they paid the Bird Lady nearly $15,000 to host a tailgate right here. Except when they showed up, it looked exactly like this, empty. Our investigation found this isn't the first time.
We showed up and we saw this. Nothing
was not the kind of tailgate more than 300 Chiefs fans paid for when their team played the Falcons in Atlanta on September 22nd.
She's supposed to bring food. She's supposed to bring games. She's supposed to bring TVs.
She is Carolyn Freeman from Macon, but she calls herself the Atlanta Falcons Bird Lady. She's not on the NFL team's payroll, but she was named a 2016 Bud Light NFL Superfan, recently featured in a Wilson Sports Superfan Tailgate series, and on an Equifax billboard in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
She made it sound as if it was a fundraiser for her nonprofit.
Her nonprofit, Bird Lady Cares Inc., is listed on the philanthropic research website GuideStar as serving children affected by abuse, domestic violence, and bullying.
This is the contract that she provided.
With a contract signed, Southwood says their records show fans paid Bird Lady Cares Inc. more than $14,000
to do a tailgate.
Southwood says Freeman gave them coordinates for the tailgate that led fans from all over the country to a lot off Vine Street near the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
She called that morning at like 10:30 and said she had a medical emergency, but she would be there by 1:30.
And when 1:30 came, Southwood says the Bird Lady had a new excuse.
I'm still on my way. I got pulled over by the police because my trailer's too heavy.
She never showed.
About third quarter, texts just start flying that the Bird Lady was in the building at the game.
If this sounds familiar, it's because it is. Atlanta News First reported on a similar incident involving the Bird Lady in 2017.
Upset, hurt. It was $416.
A group of Falcons fans say they paid the Bird Lady hundreds of dollars for an all-inclusive bus trip to Super Bowl 51 in Houston, but they say the buses never came to pick them up. The fans claim Freeman went to the game and Sports Illustrated featured her as a human of the Super Bowl, where she stated she was bedridden for 12 years and lived off a disability check.
We all believed everything he said.
That's the Bird Lady herself. After the Super Bowl, she told one of our Atlanta News First reporters that the bus company she planned the trip with scammed her.
He was just so believable.
We were able to confirm at least 3 fans that paid the bus company directly got refunds. But we also found the Georgia Seahawkers fan club claimed Freeman did the same thing with their tailgate months before that 2017 Super Bowl.
To this day, people go, do you remember that tailgate back in?
The organizer says Freeman told her she was affiliated with the Falcons.
And it was her job to sort of be the ambassador for away fans traveling to Atlanta.
They say she took thousands of dollars from them via PayPal, but come game day, nearly 1,000 Seahawks fans, including players' families, lined up and waited hours for nothing. We don't know what Freeman used the tailgate funds for. Atlanta News First Investigates confirmed she is a season ticket holder with a personal seat license at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a price tag of thousands of dollars a year.
I just want her to pay the money back or pay for her actions.
We reached out to Freeman via phone, text, and social media, but she has not answered.
That lady shouldn't be able to be in the stadium, let alone call herself anything affiliated with the Atlanta Falcons.
The Falcons organization tells me that this is a legal matter and they can't comment. However, I was able to confirm that Equifax will be taking down that billboard featuring the Bird Lady this week. I reached out to the Bird Lady several times and still no answer. Reporting here in Atlanta, I'm Anastasia Olmos, Atlanta News First.
Babe, if it's a scam to be made,
Yeah, gotta be quicker than that.
Hold on, but that ain't the half. That was actually the wrong clip that I played. I'm gonna play y'all what actually happened.
Oh, when they took her out of the stadium. Yeah.
Okay, before we do that, can I address this real quick?
Sure.
Because here's the thing, like, all right, I'm highly upset that you know what I'm saying, like she out here scamming people, especially like because here's the thing, like to watch a football game is something else, but to go to a football game is I'm saving money, I'm taking off of work. This is a special event. Like to go to a football game is a special event. You plan to spend a few $100 at a time to go, right? Or just the experience. But like the ingenuity of all this is like brilliant. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it's terrible, but the ingenuity is amazing. Because what she's doing is she's only like beelining to the away teams and families
for the most part.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
years. She's been doing that for years. So imagine how much money she has collected over the years.
You know, I would be like, I would think it's a good deal. All right, what, $50 to get a little tailgate?
But Jason, the thing is, every game they put her on the screen on the jumbotron. She's always so you done scam these folks out of their money. They standing outside waiting on you to show up, and you in your
you in the seats.
Like, come on now.
Wow.
So I gotta play this last part, y'all. This part what took me all the way out. This took me out right here. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm actually going halfway in because the other stuff we already heard. So listen to this.
When I say rise, you say up, rise up, rise up.
We followed as the Bird Lady parked her golf cart between accessible parking spots outside of the stadium. We walked with her to the entrance. And by second quarter, we received this photo. Atlanta police had arrested Freeman on a felony charge of theft by deception.
I really do think me sending the news clip to the detective made him jump on it more.
Look, y'all already got the right code.
Organizers with the Chiefs fan club reported Freeman to police on October 7th. They claimed she took nearly $15,000 to host their tailgate in September and never showed.
But I had not heard anything. The story aired that you did, thank you. And I was contacted immediately the next day by the Attorney General's office. And then I did have a follow-up call from the detective working on the case.
The arrest warrant issue date is 6 days later.
Time to go inside.
The Bird Lady told us all of the goods are still at her house and that she told the Chiefs fan club that they could come get everything.
Who let them dogs out?
They claim that they've given you nearly $15,000.
I don't believe that. Nah, I don't believe that.
Is there any money that you owe them?
I spent more than they gave me.
Now the bird lady will have to make her case in court, and we can confirm she has a lot to say when asked why the tailgates didn't happen.
My handyman, my worker, he tripped, busted his head open, blood everywhere, and I went over the bump. The dang trailer came off the hitch. 17 surgeons been pronounced dead 4 times. Last time they turned off life support, and I woke up in a room of dead people. As I had double pneumonia with a viral infection. Duct tape and super glue, it's an illusion.
Now, we just got this arrest warrant in our hands, and in it, the officer states that he tried through several means to contact her, calling her, leaving her voicemails. He sent police to her house for a welfare check. He contacted family members. In it, he says that he even checked the local hospital but could not find her. It was on NFL Sunday yesterday that they were able to find her here. The officer said she had disappeared, but this is where they arrested her. Reporting live here in Atlanta, I'm Anastasia Olmos, Atlanta.
How you gonna come to the guy?
You gotta catch him.
Knowing these folks looking for you.
Hey,
Start letting
hold
you
on.
on
When they
mute.
looking for you. No, when they looking for you. You were not gonna disappoint, baby. You was gonna show up. Like, come on now.
That was
Hold on.
hilarious
Hold
to
on.
me, man.
She said I had 2 liver biopsies, blood transfusion. I died 4 times on the table.
And woke up.
And I woke
around
up.
dead folks. Around a whole
Now I'm
bunch of
here.
people.
But the bigger part was that got me, that tickled me fancy was they said, I still got the stuff at the house. Like, you can come get it. Like, I still got the wings, the potato chips, and goodie bags. If you want them.
But the people outside waiting on it, ma'am. They standing there waiting on it. Not at your house.
I spent more than they gave me. I spent $16,000.
Now
you
they
walk
got
into
a
the
list.
game.
We saw the list of all the money that she collected. She gonna sit there and tell the, oh no, I don't think they gave $15,000. Like, oh my gosh.
She said I had 2 liver biopsies, blood transfusion. I died 4 times on the table. Cracked my cranium open, and the handyman, he didn't been bleeding everywhere.
The fact that you feel comfortable saying that, no, you crazy, something.
It feel like she was either drunk or she was on some drugs or something. Cause she acted like she didn't even care. But you come dressed up like the bird lady.
Oh, because she had to play a part.
Years.
Yeah.
For years. So that's got to tell you something.
And she has amazing access. Like, come on, you got a golf cart. You walking in tunnels. You're not walking that part. Like, you walking in tunnels. You got access to the building, man. Like, you obviously doing something.
You got a billboard and they're taking your picture down because you got like fan club of the century or something. You got a whole picture up in there. Like,
she said on that clip, she's like, I don't need that money. She's like, I got money. My mama and them got money. I said, this lady is wild. She's wild. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Audra. Hey, Hassan. I see y'all all out there. Thanks for joining tonight, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into our next clip. This is an update. This one right here is an update. Cailee Knight. I really can't remember everything that happened because I covered this maybe a couple years ago, but I just remember the little girl's face. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it, and here we go.
And breaking tonight, the 5th suspect wanted in the murder of 9-year-old Cailee Knight has been booked into Metro Jail. Now, as you remember, Cailee was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting last December while sleeping on her couch. Now, District Attorney Keith Blackwood confirmed that the 5th suspect, a 17-year-old girl, was extradited from Texas.
We are aware of the approximate whereabouts of that person out of state, and measures are being taken now to have that person placed into custody.
Those words coming from Mobile County District Attorney Keith Blackwood last month, referring to the 5th suspect who was at large for the murder of 9-year-old Cailee Knight. Tonight, that suspect is sitting in Metro Jail. Blackwood confirmed a 17-year-old girl was extradited from Texas. According to jail records, the teen is charged with 2 counts of capital murder, attempted murder, and discharging a gun into a building. Cailee was shot and killed last December in a drive-by shooting while she was sleeping in her home on Rhett Drive. 4 people have been arrested: Ariel Curry, Tyrone Williams, Darius Lucky, and Ricky Thier. All 4 were indicted by a grand jury. The charges also upgraded from murder to capital murder. Blackwood didn't say what role the 17-year-old played in the shooting, but that she was an accessory to murder.
As the investigation unfolded, revealed that they had a role as an aider and abetter in the case. They were there to support what was going on, and we believe knew what was going on.
Tonight, Blackwood provided this statement on the arrest. It reads, "Extradition of this defendant from Texas brings us another step closer to holding accountable all 5 defendants involved in the senseless murder of 9-year-old Cailee Knight." All 4 suspects are being held on no bond and are scheduled to appear in court later this month. Blackwood says the 5th suspect will also be held on no bond. Now, because the 5th suspect is a juvenile, her name will not be released. DA Blackwood says more details will come out when she appears in court.
All right. So I definitely remember that now. Again, like I told y'all, this is the first time that I'm seeing these clips. I just had them in the Peachy Vault. But I remember, Jason, do you remember that?
I do remember
did that with you? I remember the girl. And the reason why I remember her, because she was the driver.
Yep.
And she felt like she didn't do anything wrong. Like she wouldn't even say sorry to the parents of this little girl, because she said, I didn't shoot anybody. I didn't kill nobody. I was just the driver. So she really think that she was finna go home. Now, at that time, it was just 3 people. So I didn't even catch the 4th person, Jason, at all. And I just caught the 5th person. So I am going to revisit this case again, because it was devastating. It was really, really
Absolutely.
devastating. Yes.
6 people gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, because these kids need to be in jail forever. I don't care what. I'm sorry. There's no remorse to it, because they didn't have remorse thinking that, oh, I'm just going to shoot a gun into a home and not hit no one or hit someone. Like your idea, the ideology of it is way off. And I hope that they go in and then they find remorse, they find empathy, sympathy, and then hopefully they can make a life of themselves in penitentiary. But they should never get out of penitentiary. I don't care if they were the driver, I don't care if they were the shooter, I don't care if they were just in the car. Like, someone should have been like, dog, this ain't the best idea to do. Like, why are we doing this? Dog, maybe not.
Over what? What was it over? Like what could have been that bad that you would retaliate against someone by going to their home and just shooting it up? Like, that just the thinking or the understanding that there is no.
And if I'm not mistaken, the person that they was looking for wasn't even there. They weren't even there. The person that they was actually going to go shoot wasn't even there. Sad. So we're finna get into this next one, y'all. This was strange to me. Heartbreaking and strange. I did see this clip, this video. I really need y'all to pay attention to this and really listen to what they're saying, because this is so unfortunate. So unfortunate. And my prayers goes out to this man's family. Here we go.
2 men from the south suburbs are asking for the community's help after a vacation to the Bahamas ended in tragedy.
They say one of their friends lost his life in a crash. Another's behind bars facing vehicular manslaughter. WGN's Christine Flores joins us now with more. Christine?
Ray and Micah, good evening. 4 young men from the Matson Park Forest area took a cruise to the Bahamas for their annual boys trip. They were about a day into that trip when things took a turn for the worse, claiming the life of one of them and sending another behind bars.
trip was ruined at that point. We, like you said, we all got, every person literally got split up. One person passed away and he's looking down on us, and then one person in jail, one person had to fly back home, one person was on a boat. It's like none of us was together no more. We came as four, we left as one.
Andrew Timms planned the trip along with Justin McDowell, James Darling, and James Palmer. It was meant to be an annual boys' trip for guys who grew up together.
We went to grade school probably from about 6th, 7th grade, all the way we graduated high school together.
The trip began on October 19th when they boarded the cruise ship headed to the Bahamas. McDowell says they got off the boat the next day around 10 a.m. ready to explore.
We was excited the whole time we was planning what we wanted to do when we stopped in each island, because we were supposed to stop in Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, another place in the Bahamas. We was excited. We all knew we wanted to do like the ATVs.
They let us just drive it for 2 hours. For the price of 2 hours, she let us get it for the whole day. They didn't give us no instructions on how to drive it. They just gave us the keys, said the driver had to keep his seatbelt on, and let us just drive on our own.
They say the four of them were in an ATV driving for a bit when the incident happened.
My friend put it in reverse, and when he put it in reverse, we just made a sharp turn, I'm guessing. Maybe we just turned too fast. And that's when it flipped and a tragic incident occurred.
Claiming the life of James Palmer.
He's the most sweetest, do anything for anybody, never had an argument with any of the friends.
It also placed James Darling behind bars.
Tragic accident. Nothing more than an accident. You can't blame it on anything more than just, it wouldn't have went any other way. If we would have went 6 months later, 6 months before, I can't say that our actions would have been any different than what they were. We were just boys having fun.
According to the news station Our News Bahamas, Darling is facing a vehicular manslaughter charge of the incident and was granted a $40,000 cash bail, an amount his family is trying to fundraise while he remains behind bars.
It's just a tragic situation that went wrong. My friend didn't mean no harm, ill intentions. Just try to pray for him, and if you guys can, just donate and keep us all in your prayers.
Now, we have a link to that GoFundMe page on our website. The men say they've been in contact with both families, and they have also sent their condolences. They say they are standing strong with both families during this difficult time. For now, live in the newsroom, Christine Flores, WGN News.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And it could be anybody's child, anybody like that. That's tragic. That right there that's tragedy, because again, so many lives have, for an accident, and you just never know.
I mean, I don't think the friends should be locked up. I really don't. They was not taught how to ride the thing. They just gave them the keys and said, "Here y'all go."
But even if they were taught, the teaching of it wouldn't, like, the teaching of it would have helped probably save them. But it wouldn't have, like, if it still would have happened, it's not gonna.
Yeah, because it could have been that they ran over a curve, or they hit a rock, or it just something happened that, necessarily. And vehicular harm. I mean, I tell our kids all the time, necessarily that when you're driving, that's a lethal weapon. And so anything that happens, you are responsible for it, whether it's your sibling, your friends, your neighbor, whoever it is that's riding with you, necessarily whatever happens, they can charge you. So we have to tell our kids all the time, be real careful. That's why your parents told you, don't have anybody else in the car with you.
Wow. And you're right, they do tell you that. That was just, look, Carmen said, me either, Miss Peachy. She doesn't think that this young man should be charged.
And 9 times out of 10, how long ago was that?
This just happened. Yeah, this just happened.
Now, and I don't know as far as the courts in the Bahamas are concerned, but I know, necessarily with a good lawyer, and especially if he's never been in trouble before, there might be they'll have to go to court, but they'll probably have a plea deal or some sort, and he possibly won't serve time. But the biggest thing is that you've killed your friend, the guilt of that you'll have to live with for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Right.
And to me, go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna say, just like if he were able to pay to get out, and then they were to contest it, I think, like Charlotte said, they will settle something out of court, And a lot of times it might come through like insurance and all those type of things, right? To like alleviate the cost of things. Like I had to look up like Brandy. Like Brandy was in something similar, but she also was drinking and driving, I think it was. I'm trying to find exactly what it was, but Brandy Norwood had that same
Yeah, I remember
situation.
that.
Right. She had a fatal accident. So no matter if it was an accident on purpose or not on purpose, but an accident, you're still going to be charged with vehicular homicide. You know what I mean? Because someone did pass. But whether they have to find if it was a criminal intent or not, or like did you do this on purpose? But if it was all right, if it was just all like a mistake, yeah, you're going to be charged, and then you handle it outside of that, and that's when funds come into play.
Exactly. So everybody, please keep both families, in your prayers, and the friends. Keep the friends in your prayers too, because they like he said, they've been friends since grade school. So they missing both their friends right now. The one that's in prison, in jail, and the other one that's deceased. So keep them in your prayers too. So, yes, Carmen said, I feel sorry for all involved. Yes. So let's go ahead and move right along. This beautiful, beautiful young lady, y'all, lost her life over Yeezys. That tennis shoes, the shoes and whatever they is. Is they tennis shoes or just flip flops? I don't know. But she lost her
It
life
depends on
over
which one.
Exactly. So let's see what happened. And we got 2 clips on this because the person that did it, he decided to give an outburst in court. So here we go.
That's over Yeezy sneakers. This is how an 18-year-old high school senior lost her life back in 2020. She and her boyfriend were trying to sell the popular shoes, but the buyers turned to violence.
NBC6 reporter Christian Colon joins us with the trial of the alleged shooter that started today.
The shooters. A sneaker sale escalated to murder when 18-year-old Andrea Camps Lacayo was shot. This is the person who shot.
Mr. Ribbon, how sure are you that the individual in that photograph, as the individual you've been pointing to in court, is the person who shot at you on April 7th of 2020?
I'm 1,000% sure that this is the individual that killed my girlfriend. Sergio Bourbon survived the shooting and told jurors he and his high school sweetheart were hoping to sell the popular Yeezy sneakers to a man named George Walton for over $900.
He was the first person that came to the vehicle.
Bourbon claims Adrian Cosby, the man on trial now, randomly approached to kill. That's it.
What did he do?
He shot and killed my girlfriend and tried to kill me as well. Bourbon drove off from the shooting, but stopped on the side of the road as Camps Lacayo was quickly losing her life.
She was going in and out of consciousness. And so I was trying to look to see, because you were saying that she was shot, and I was trying to see like where it was, and just telling her to skate with me, that help was on the way.
Sergeant Jenna Parmenter remembers finding the teen and hearing her cry for help.
She asked me if she was going to be okay, and then she faded back out and closed her eyes.
Cosby faces murder in the first degree, along with attempted murder for shooting at Bourbon.
And Cosby denies being the shooter and hopes for a different outcome than his co-defendant, who, despite not being the shooter, was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Cosby's trial continues tomorrow.
That's so sad.
Senseless.
Yeah. Like they probably didn't even have the $900 from the beginning. Jason, you on mute.
No, yeah, he ain't have it.
It was a setup. Yeah.
It was a setup, right? There's nothing in this world that's more valuable than life. Period. Right? Like he probably didn't even have to shoot. Even if he just brought the gun out and like, give me the shoes, they probably gave it up and like, oh well, that's a loss. Because at the end of the day, they're doubling the value, right? Because the shoes itself are like $250, $300. Right? So they did an egregious amount of $900. And they should have, like, to be honest with you, they should have been more like cautious, because if you're going to put $900 on a pair of shoes, you know what I'm saying, well-lit area, not at nighttime, and where thousands and hundreds of people are going to be at, not in no right? Like, no, you're lit.
I
That was a
agree.
lick. That was a lick.
And they really thought that they was gonna get away with this.
Oh yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
thought they was gonna get away with this. They thought they were gonna get the shoes and they were gonna be good to go. They probably didn't even plan to kill. They probably didn't even plan that. They just planned to steal the shoes, take off. But something went wrong in between then and you know what I'm saying? Something went wrong.
Hot
And this
head.
is why.
It takes one hot head.
Yep,
A hot
one,
head.
just one that think he better than everybody else. Let's hear this outburst, y'all. Here we go.
We began with the exclusive video you just saw, that outburst in court. The disturbance
He
happened
got the nerve to
after
be mad.
that murder suspect was found guilty of killing a Miami-Dade high schooler over a popular pair of those Yeezy sneakers. NBC6's Jamie Gorilla joins us from the courthouse with the story you'll see only right here on 6.
The jury had just handed down its verdict, and the family was giving a victim impact statement to the judge, calling the defendant a monster, when suddenly this happened. The defendant, Adrian Cosby, jumped out of his chair and tried lunging at the victim's family before court officers intervened. Cosby was taken out of the courtroom and his whole family left. It took a few minutes for order to be restored. Cosby was just found guilty by a jury of murder, and attempted robbery.
As to count 1, first-degree felony murder, the defendant is guilty of first-degree felony murder.
In 2020, 18-year-old high school senior Andrea Lacayo lost her life over a pair of Yeezy sneakers. She and her boyfriend were trying to sell the popular shoes, but the sneaker sale escalated to murder when Lacayo was shot and killed. Her boyfriend, Sergio Bourbon, survived the shooting and told jurors he and his high school sweetheart were hoping to sell the popular Yeezy sneakers to a man for over $900. Bourbon claims Cosby, the man that was on trial, randomly approached to kill him. Cosby was charged with murder in the first degree along with attempted murder for shooting at Bourbon. Here's the state's closing arguments today before the jury started deliberating.
This was an attempted robbery, a setup of a robbery that went bad. And instead of walking away with 3 pairs of Yeezys, Adrian Cosby took an 18-year-old girl's life. And for that, he is absolutely guilty. He is guilty of first-degree felony murder. He is guilty of attempted first-degree felony murder. And he is guilty of attempted armed robbery. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are asking you to find.
Now, Cosby denies being the shooter. The defense argued that the victims are confusing who pulled the trigger. Cosby was sentenced today, and he was sentenced to life in prison. In Miami, Jamie.
I want to say this. Do y'all remember the video? We covered it a few times with the man that attacked the judge. Do y'all remember that? Flew across like he was Superman and attacked that judge. Yeah. I think that when you have stuff like this going on in court, they need to be shackled. Because I'm sitting here watching this lady talking to the jury, saying the things that she's saying. And this man can get up anytime and attack her, just like he was just about to attack everybody over there. Just because they called him a monster.
Right.
You lucky they ain't call you something else, even worse.
So typically in higher charged situations like this one should have been one. They normally are. The only ones that aren't are more of like a petty misdemeanor or something of a lower degree of charge. But anything that's felony driven or heinous or malicious, like the ones that he's been charged for, they normally are.
Well, they need to. Every last one of them need to be. He wasn't, but he should have been.
That part.
He definitely should have been shackled, and then they wouldn't have this issue. Charlotte, you remember that man here in Georgia? I can't think of his name, but he grabbed the gun. That was a Dominique. or something. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Brian Nichols. You're talking
Brian
about Brian
Nichols.
Nichols.
Yep, Brian Nichols. He actually grabbed the gun in court and literally shot. Didn't he shoot one of the officers?
He
And then
shot
got
the
away.
officer, the judge. He shot several people leaving out. It was a manhunt for him for like a day or two or something.
Yes.
Mhm.
They was
Yeah.
looking for him. We were scared to come out of our house, thinking that he was gonna be outside waiting on us.
You sound like my mama, because me and my son, he was little then. We were going to the movies. She was like, they looking for Brian Nichols. I said, he gonna meet me at the movies? I'm confused.
You're gonna be right outside your car waiting on you.
Okay.
But yeah, that
even
was
at
crazy.
That was, and that case was so, I don't even remember, because all of the stuff that ensued, I don't even remember what the original case was for, like why he was there even in the
I have no idea.
beginning. Nobody ever talked
I
about why
have
he was
no
even in
idea
court
either.
in the beginning. It was all of the other stuff, and then it was so many conspiracy theories about it. But even at that, it's the lack of remorse. Like, I don't understand how you hurt someone or you do something to someone, and to be in front of people that are crying for their loved ones, and all you can still think about is what they called you. Sir, like,
thank you. Exactly.
Narcissism at its finest.
Because if it
Yeah.
had been my family, they would have had to protect him. Let it be. They
Yep.
would have had to protect him. They're gonna have to protect you.
Exactly.
You ain't got to worry about them protecting you from me. It's the other way around, because I'm gonna
The
have to
other
get
way
some.
So no way
Exactly.
around it. Both young men that took part in this robbery are both spending life in jail.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And your life, and at that point, because he looked much younger, so even by the time they went to court, he was a grown man.
Man, that's wild.
Exactly.
For a pair of
Yeah.
shoes that you can either look, that's the crazier part, right? Like, to be honest with you, in this type of world that I live in now, like, I can go get this off of DH Gate and they gonna look exactly like it. And I get them for $45, $60.
But what does that say about you, that you, like, what kind of man are you that you got to go and rob somebody else for their stuff? How does that make you feel like a man? Like, what does that say about you? Like, you ain't even got it enough to go out and get it on your own, show up at the store. Like, that's the part about it. You showing up at the store and walking out the mall
And
with your fresh
purchasing it.
kicks.
Right.
Yeah, like,
With the long receipt. You know what I mean?
okay.
Exactly.
what?
I ain't got 4 tall
Exactly.
tees with them. You heard?
So you
Right.
finna go out here and be fake with it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You trying to act like you rich. Cause that's basically what it is. If you got some Yeezys, especially if you got 1, 2, 3 pair, people gonna think, okay, he got some bread. But you're stealing them from somebody.
Yeah.
Our
Did you have to,
mentality.
did you have to steal the outfit too?
Our
Did
mentality.
you have to steal the outfit too? So y'all, let's move on. We got one more clip after this one. This one I have not seen yet, but a 16-year-old was charged in the murder of a 14-year-old. So I thought that was something that maybe we should see. So here we go.
Police are still searching for answers after 14-year-old Jaden Winchester was shot in the head and killed over the weekend, once again shocking a Harford County school community. Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Koch, and welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. We begin tonight with a tragedy we're reporting on all too often. A 16-year-old is facing murder charges after police say he killed another young person. We're told Jaden Winchester was a promising football player for the Havre de Grace High School football team and was loved by many. We're on your corner tonight in Harford County. Tara Lynch has been following this story since it broke. She's live for us at 6 in Aberdeen. So I know, Tara, you heard today from a spokesperson from the victim's family. They must be struggling.
Denise, the family just not quite ready to speak with us yet, but they did speak with us through Daphne Alston. She's, of course, of Moms, that group that represents mothers and families of murdered sons and daughters. And she told me that the family is just really shocked, devastated, today. I also just spoke with, within the hour, a person who was at the party where this shooting took place, another Havre de Grace high school student, and she described the terror that went on there.
Trauma arrest as a result of a gunshot to the face.
Before midnight on Saturday, police were called to 282 Centerdine Avenue for shots fired. When officers arrived, they found 14-year-old Jaden Winchester shot in the head in the back seat of a car. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A 16-year-old, also from Havre de Grace, was arrested and charged as an adult with murder, assault, and firearms offenses.
Things like this really shock the conscience when it happens, and especially when you're dealing with children.
According to charging documents, there was a Halloween party at a home on Centerdine Avenue. Before shots rang out, the homeowner told everyone to leave. Court documents say 6 people piled into a car when a verbal argument between the suspect and Winchester broke out in the back seat. According to the charging documents, witnesses said they heard the suspect say, quote, "Stop playing with me, I'll blow you." Then shots were fired. The suspect fled and left the gun in the vehicle, which was later recovered. According to the charging documents, witnesses saw the suspect with the gun at the party. It's registered to the suspect's father. Police later found the suspect walking on Route 22 and arrested him. WJZ spoke with a Havre de Grace high school student who was at the party.
I just freeze, and then I remember calling the cops and just asking them to hurry up and bring the ambulance and to help him.
Daphne Alston is the co-founder of Mothers of Murdered Sons and Daughters and is the spokesperson for the Winchester family. She says the suspect and Jaden were teammates on the Havre de Grace JV football team. She says the family is devastated.
When you hear it on the news and all, you say, thank God my child alive. And in the sports world, I mean, you never expect that from teammates.
The Havre de Grace High School principal released a letter to families on Sunday saying in part, "We're deeply saddened at the loss of Jaden and will always remember him as a friend and warrior forever." Police say this is still an active investigation with a few questions left unanswered.
We're really looking for people to step up and say, hey, I know something about this.
Sometimes it's no words that you can say, it's just action. What are we going to do about this?
Aberdeen police still trying to piece together exactly what happened and what went wrong on Saturday night. If you know anything about this case, you're encouraged to reach out to the department at their number 410-272-2121. For now, reporting live in Aberdeen, Tara Lynch.
Isn't they supposed to have a brotherhood with them on the same team? Like, they supposed to be all brothers. That's usually how it goes.
The fact that we rode to the party together, like, apparently we all came together, and then you, like, so, and I tell, for those who don't know, I work at the alternative school, and especially with my kids, it's high school and middle school. But emotional intelligence is so important these days. Like, our kids need to learn how to be, whatever the situation is, there should not be, and I've been mad before. I've cussed and done whatever, but something that drives you to the point that you want to take someone else's life, and it's usually over something stupid. Like, it's over something so stupid and frivolous, like that you've just acted out of your emotions instead of thinking about it before you pull the trigger. It's the craziest thing.
Exactly. Jason, you want to say anything before we go?
I think I'm more extremely concerned about the I have to prove it era. You know what I'm saying? Because I know even when I was young and full of testosterone and full of like, you can't tell me nothing, or like, quit playing with me. I've never, ever threatened someone's life. I might put hands up, like, yo, like, come on, let's put these hands up. Like, you'll catch these hands or something. But I've never been like, like, it's a wrap, sir. Like, I've never had an inkling for that. And I don't know if it's a generational thing, and
it is,
right. So my thing is like, now it's like, why is it so imperative that you have a body? Like,
we have such a lack of who we are as self, and especially as our children are, going through, there's such a lack of discipline, self-discipline, discipline in your home, just discipline, period. And everybody hides behind the gun. All these kids got guns now. And I tell my kids all the time, because they'll tell me, oh, I go to the range. I say, hey, that range is totally different when you shooting at it, because it don't shoot back. That's number one. But when your adrenaline is pumping and you trying to, that's a whole different story. But not even that, when you do kill somebody, like the thought that you have taken someone's life should be like make you so fearful that it has to be extreme, that you're really protecting yourself, that you come to that conclusion. And even at that, I can only imagine. I cry when I hit birds, so I can only imagine in a car.
Well, now it's
or a
praise.
squirrel. I go out my way for a squirrel. So I can imagine a person and just being that careless with someone else's life.
Right. But now people are being praised.
Exactly. They are. And I'm going to take it a step further. I know Jason always said on the show when we have the families on that the killers are watching, or people that know about it, they're watching. To hear a mother's cry.
That way.
To hear a mother's cry over their child. And then you have some people that got multiple bodies. So you done did it several times after you done heard the mother's cry the first time.
Half of the time they show up and be consoling the mama. Like it's somebody else. They show up like and console the mama like somebody else did it and they don't know who it was.
And we done had that on the show too. We done showed clips where the mother, it was a mother that was with her son while the son killed the baby mama. And the mama went, you remember that? The mama went to the balloon release.
That part, yeah.
Helping
She
out.
conspired for it. She said she wanted, I'm gonna help you. Make sure you get it done.
Yeah.
I can't help you if you mess this one up. I don't know how to help. I say, damn.
Yes. I mean, just straight ruthless. Like they just don't care at all.
They got
and you sitting up there hearing her mama cry. You helping her, consoling her, knowing you helped your son do this. It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Now I'm never gonna turn my back on that one that I do have. Never. We're gonna sit in the courtroom together. Whatever it is you did, we're gonna sit there together. Now I might be whooping your ass because I got to sit here and I'm gonna have to drive wherever I got to drive to see you every other weekend or whatever it is. But no, there's just some. As a parent, how do you put your child in those kind of predicaments? Like, how do you not try to stop them? What are your morals? What are your values that it's okay for you to, because that's not your son, that's your friend or I don't even, that's your enemy actually, because who does their friend like that? Because even my friend, hey, friend, we ain't finna kill nobody now. We might ruffle up a little bit, but we ain't.
Exactly. And remember, Jason, she called him a bitch ass nigga if you don't do it. Excuse my whole language, y'all. But she was like,
this is true though.
Yes, Charlotte. Yes. She was calling him all type of names, down to him and everything, making him do this.
That's that gang mentality. That's that whole mentality thing.
Yeah.
That's that.
Well, y'all, we are about to get into our commercial break. When we come back, we got one more clip and we are done for the night. But what I'm going to do before we play this commercial break, I'm going to go ahead, y'all, and I'm going to play Kyla's tribute video that I made. I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'm going to send it to the family tonight so that they will have it. Just in case they don't come on. If they do come on, then we'll just use the same tribute and we'll show it again. But I want to go ahead and show it tonight. And here we go. And then we're going to go straight into the commercial. And then we'll do our last clip for the night. Here we go. Rest in peace, Kyla. Kyla Cooper.
No, my. Say mama.
Say goodbye to what we had. The good times still made us laugh, outweigh the bad. Oh. I thought we get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to
Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Thank y'all so much for joining me and Jason tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if we got a special guest, thank you, special guest. I thank you for coming, sharing your story. But y'all make sure y'all watch us each and every Wednesday, okay? Each and every Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Where you said? You said where? Roku TV, Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch, baby. Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, PGT Time spelled with a Y. And make sure you also follow me on all the other platforms just as well. Thank you so much for joining us each and every Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Back to the show we go, baby. We going back. Bye. All right. Rest in peace to Kyla Cooper.
Peachy, you gotta bring that blonde back again. I was just looking at that video like, man, you killing that blind little swoop the dupe right there. I said,
you know, Jason, the Lord is working with me right now. Shout out to God.
Shout out to God. Shout out to God.
You know, I'm trying to embrace, you know, my hair without doing the perms and everything. Poolie cut the perm out. So
gotta go back.
I'm gonna be back though. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back. But my hair do feel better. I'm not gonna even lie. You know, it was so many chemicals, weave, the glue, all of it, you know, just constantly in my head. My kids barely knew what the hell I looked like. You know, I'm so serious because I would never wash my hair at home. You know, I would have all that weave and stuff in my head and then go straight to the salon. And he would wash it all out for me. Shout out to Darnell. I miss you, Darnell. But yeah, so I will be back. Trust me, I will be back. I just don't know when.
Great job on that tribute, man. She's such a gorgeous woman, you know?
Yes.
And that's why I still don't like in today's time, I don't understand why all of this stuff happens. Like, it's wild to me that people believe that, you know, taking someone's life is a-okay. You know what I mean? I just don't have that much anger in my heart at all to ever come that close to ever doing something like that. You know, and for people to have that type of like mentality, period, is
And if you do
bewildering.
know that, you got a short fuse, then you shouldn't be anywhere around guns or something that you can pick up real easy, and especially at a good old grown age. Like
Exactly.
that the intent, if I can remember the story correctly, like your intent was because you planned, that was plotted. Like you drove over there with a gun in the intention of. So that's ridiculous. It's
'Cause
mind boggling to me.
it doesn't
Well, with
cost you
that
anything to
story,
walk away.
yeah, with that story, Jason and Charlotte, Charlotte, you probably do remember it because it happened here in Georgia, in Conyers to be exact. This young lady, Kyla, was just found out she was pregnant, and she went over, and this is stuff that the news basically put out there. But she went over there to tell her baby daddy that she was pregnant. Now, keep in mind, Kyla had already had 2 kids prior to by somebody else. So this was her new dude, and had been with him for almost a year, I believe. And she went over there to tell him that she was pregnant, but he had another girlfriend, and his girlfriend came to the house while Kyla was there. Words was said,
Again, it's just
altercation occurred, and the young lady shot and killed Kyla. You know,
man,
so unfortunate, so unfortunate.
it's wild to think of just having those heinous thoughts and acts in your mind and then acting them out. You know what I mean? Without any like cause. Like you obviously know what the consequence is going to be, and to follow through not caring what the consequence is, right? So we're not even talking about legality, right? We're not I'm past that. We all know that you're gonna go to jail if you break the law. But we're talking about you're taking someone from a mother, a sister, and then taking them from their children, if they have any, and friends, and from society, right? But
Now,
now,
and your own children.
there we go. I was just about to say that.
Your
Now you're
own
taking yourself
children.
away from your own children, your own family, your own friends, and your own ecosystem, right? You're now tilting the balance of a lot of people's world when this happens. It's just not one person. That's why when you throw a pebble in the pond, it just don't have one ripple and then it's just done. It has multiple eons of ripples. So now you're changing the fabric of people's life.
Yep, it keeps on. And I tell my son all the time. I used to tell him when he was little. I've started telling him when he was little. Every decision that you make affects everybody around you. It isn't just about you. Life isn't just about you, and it might not happen right now, but could be years from now. But again, in stories like that, the young lady who was the culprit, or the person with the gun who shot her, like, what happens to your children? What happens if there's no one there to take them in and they have to go to foster care and be split up? What happens to their mentality, even if there's someone there? What happens after that? That they have to go through like visiting you in jail we've got to think better. We got to do better as a people.
Yeah.
I agree. This is the last clip for the night, y'all. I have not seen this one yet. I just saw the topic on it, and I said, okay, let's bring this to PGT time too. So here we go.
Jackson County Prosecutor's Office will try a juvenile as an adult for the killing of 11-year-old Courtney Freeman here at 33rd and Flora. That decision made by a judge seems to be the last thought on Courtney's mother's mind. Her silence so loud. If you're a parent who has lost a child like Samantha Freeman has, you know that deep breath.
I sleep in her bed. I wear her clothes. I got all her bears in my bed with her pictures on it, like she still sleep with me. I talk to her every day. I tell her I'm sorry.
6 months ago, Rosalind Temple did what she's done for so many mothers before Freeman.
Just put yourself on that place of this mother losing an 11-year girl. I was there with her at the hospital.
A juvenile, Ramori Roth, faces several charges, including second-degree murder, and could spend the rest of his life in prison. Court documents reveal an ounce of marijuana was at his home, his DNA on a 9mm Glock that matched DNA at the crime scene. It seems there could have been a drug deal happening that night. The other glaring detail, the young man was arrested at school. He got on the school bus that day, but now in the eyes of the law, he's an adult.
It's not going to bring my baby back.
All she knows is someone's criminal actions put her here, talking about her kid in past tense. And in the loud but silent moments, it's actually her thinking of what she wishes she could say.
The last night, I got to see my baby. Like, how do we get to live and breathe? See his mama, see his people. Why do he deserve a chance? And she didn't even deserve a chance.
Alyssa Jackson, KSHB 41 News.
That is insane.
It is. It is. My heart goes out to the family.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Jason.
My mind goes to legacies are now done. Like you took a fertile tree, what could have been a fertile tree, off of this planet that could have reproduced the next president, the next superstar of inventions, someone that could have had some kind of power of some sort, because that young lady could have been something, and then whoever she bared there going forward could have been something. Even the person that committed it, he could have bared fruit to someone that could be the next big something or important something, or just a life that matters. That's what I'm not like. That's the thing that I got to keep pushing, is like, man, like someone has to tell these children that they life matters.
Exactly.
Because they're acting as if it doesn't. They're acting as if they're going to respawn in a video game 20 seconds or 2 minutes later, because, that's what they're probably hooked to. But you're not. They're not coming back. No one's coming back at all. You know what I mean?
And my heart also goes out to the moms and the dads out there. I think we had maybe a couple families. I know we got one coming on this month, but the parents that only had one child, and they're up in age now, so they can't have any more kids because they're up in age. Shout out to Teresa Lang and Tori Lang. They had one child, and their daughter name was Tori. She was named after her dad. Tori and Teresa can't have more kids because they're up in age now. You know what I'm saying? So they'll never be able to have grandkids. Like, parents live for that shit, man. They want to be a grandparent. And you take all of that away from them. And don't even care. That's sad. Like Charlotte said, just because they called you a monster, you ready to go attack. You ready to go attack in the
And you
courtroom.
are. And you are.
Exactly. And you are a monster. Worse than that, actually.
Well, no. You're a monster right now, but behind them bars with some other folks that's way off, more monstrous than you. I bet you're crying now.
Exactly. Exactly. Shout out to BG. Hey, BG. Thanks for joining tonight. All right, y'all. We are out of here. Mama Peach, I love you, boo. Mwah. I want to ask everybody, I'm not going to go into details because it's not nobody's business, but I do want to ask everybody to please keep my mom in your prayers. Please keep my mom in your prayers. She's dealing with a lot right now.
Got you, Mama Peach.
We can definitely use the prayers. Okay. So, all right, y'all. We're going to leave it at that. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Jason, is there anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Now that I've been deemed, I have to say it every single time. Hey, man, I need everybody to continue to be your absolute best because being empowered starts today. We live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When we do all three of those, we're in our alpha state. Stay primal and get after it. Last but not least, protect your peace and drink water. Peace and drink water. Like my big brother TJ will always say, whatever you do, make sure you do it big. God is absolutely abundantful. He blesses us with absolutely everything we need because it has been written. All we need to do is follow suit, believe, and walk in the path that is given. He's always beside us. And if need be, he'll be before us, in front of us, and behind us. I want you to know this. I honestly believe it. God is absolutely amazing. I love him. He loves you. And I love you.
That's why.
All right
We love Jason over here. Now, Charlotte, is there anything you? I know you. It's hard to follow that.
How you go behind that? What you like?
I was sitting over here like, dang, I should have said Charlotte first.
Okay, how you go
But
behind
no,
that?
exactly.
Well,
But is there anything you want to say tonight?
You know, I just, even for our listeners and for those that'll listen, later on, just keep speaking life into our children, keep, uplifting them, keep, giving them praises and teaching them what self-esteem is, and hopefully with them garnering self-esteem within themselves, that will make it much harder for them to want to hurt someone else. And so we've got to do a better job with our not just our own kids, but with all of our kids. We're still a village. We've got to remember that we're a village, and we got to speak life into these children because a lot of times no one does.
Exactly. Well, it's my turn. I know I told Jason he got to make sure he come up with his little thing that he gonna say every time. So I thought about something that I want to say every time too.
Oh, okay. So it's a challenge. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you gotta come up with yours, Charlotte. You gotta come up with yours next week. Okay, you got next week now. You got a whole week.
I got homework. Okay,
you got homework, girl. But we deal with crime here on PGT Time. We deal with death, all of it. So there's one thing that I always want you guys to remember, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna try to remember to say this on every show. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That's all I got to say. We out of here, y'all. I love you so much. See y'all on Friday. Bye.